Hey everybody. So now we're going to talk about this treadmill. It's called the Nautilus T618. T618. I'm going to be honest with you. My whole life I put down treadmills. Running treadmills. I thought about like the G-forces, the pressure to the ankles, knees, and lower back. Although there are many good qualities about it and people seem to be addicted to running, it was just like, to me, it was just like the pressure on the knees, and I don't know what it is. I don't like it. So I got that thing over there, the Stairmaster, which we'll go over another time. And it's great for something called high-intensity cardio training, although this is very good for that too. This is a little bit more dangerous. That one is safer. Stairmasters are safer. The thing about treadmills are, it is a natural motion. It does open up the intercostals, the lungs, and something about it, even at low intensities, it just is a natural motion. It recenters my hips, my lower back. So anyway, the T1, so what I'm saying is I like the mechanics of walking. Now other people say, oh, why don't you just walk outside? You can do that too. I like objective data. That means I want to know where I've been, where I'm going, and I want to know where I am right now. And I kind of take a mental note, or you could actually write it down. You could monitor where you're going. This machine, so I'm just saying, walking outside is great, and there are ways to get objective data, but it's not as as accurate as walking on a treadmill. The other thing about it is when you walk on the floor outside, you're pushing off the floor. The floor is mobile, so it is different mechanically. I found walking outside is a little bit more strenuous, the perception of the actual movement, where this one is a little bit easier. But then again, you can jack it up, you can raise the incline, and this could become very hard too. So the floor is moving here where you're moving against the floor. Okay, so when I bought the machine, the box weighed a ton. And so the guys were complaining at Sears where I bought this. I paid $1,300 for it. That, oh my God, the box was heavy. So I'm like, is that good or bad? I mean, and I'll tell you what I think about it later on in the video. But my point is, it weighed a ton. So maybe I should have waited for the guys to move, whoever professionally move it from Sears. But anyway, here we go. We're going to press the start button. I'm going to start moving. And I'm going to tell you the pluses and minuses of this treadmill. So it starts off at a slow pace. It starts off at 0.5 miles an hour and goes all the way up to 12 miles an hour. Okay, and then I'm just going to, these are the speed buttons. You can push 2 miles an hour, press enter, and it goes right up to speed, to the speed you want. And then also they have the incline here, where you push the button and it goes right to the incline. Now the problem is, actually it's I don't want to talk right now. I'm walking too fast. The problem with this treadmill is, number one that I notice is, I didn't want to run it first, but then I started running intermittently on it, although that's a secondary thing. As far as like my high-intensity training, I'd rather do it on the Stairmaster. The machine is not as sturdy as I would like it to be. So when I was pricing machines, they went anywhere between used ones like $150, $200, all the way up to several $1,000s. And I'll be honest with you, the more hardcore commercial versions are much more sturdy. So if you're going to run, you can run on this, but it's a little bit, it's not sturdy. I would have rather, had I known, I would have maybe paid an extra $1,000 and got a really solid one where the thing is stable. So when you're running, it doesn't shake as much. This one is a little bit, teeny bit shaky, although you can run that. I'm not saying that. Now, number two, the heart rate monitor. When I got it, came with a strap, and it just doesn't seem to work very well. The Nautilus, and I don't know if the battery's dead in it or whatever the machine is. You have to wrap this around your chest, against the skin, put a little bit of water underneath it. It doesn't work very well for me. Did it work for you, Candace? Mm-hmm. It did work for you?
Yeah.
It did work?
Yeah.
Okay, so it worked for you. For me, it didn't work. But again, so let me check it again. Otherwise, I'm going to call the company. Maybe I'm too big. I don't know. It didn't work. The other thing is the programs. It has preset programs. I want to be able to set my own program, so I know where I'm going, where I've been. So it already has preset programs, so I have to be manipulating the buttons myself. And then I kind of got to take notes, so it's extra steps. If I could just program it before you begin, right, and know exactly what the warm-ups are, exactly what you're doing, and if you meet that criteria, then you could change things, speed it up or slow it down. But depending on how conditioned you are, it doesn't have the preset program. So those are the three issues I have with the machine. I mean, I like it overall. I mean, for $1,300, I guess the cheap ones are more rickety and they don't have any features at all. They don't have the heart rate monitor. But like I said, number one, it's heavy to move. You know, and if you're going to be doing running, you need to get a more solidness. This is the highest end Nautilus one. It's not high end enough. So there are other companies that really make high end models for maybe $3,000, $4,000. If you really want to spend money, they have all kinds of features like I don't know, iPad, or they just have like computer, like smart TVs and all kinds of speakers and Bluetooth, and then they have all the programming here, and it's much more sturdy. This one's a moderate low end one. You can run on it. It does go up to 12 miles an hour. On the speed, it goes up to 15 degrees on the incline. But again, it's rickety. Again, for the price, $1,300. The heart rate monitor, I'm having problems with myself personally. Although Candace states she's not having any problems. Thanks, Candace. But that's fine. If it works for you, that's great. And then, what else was there? The programming. It doesn't have, I want custom, exactly what my warm-ups are, what the specs are. When I go up to what intensity, can I hold it? And I want to know what my heart rate is so I know if I'm adapting to the stress of this whole process. So what I did, just to show you at the very end here, because the heart rate monitor wasn't working, I have something called the Forerunner. I forgot what the company is, the 305. This is kind of dated, but it's the heart rate monitor here, so it works great. I put the chest strap on with it, and it's amazing. But I would love it for it to work on the machine. So again, I'm not saying it's not going to work for you, but for me it didn't work. So the machine, I give it, I don't know, like a B minus. Okay, sturdiness, I want it to be very, very stable. The heart rate monitor didn't work for me, although I'll find out about that. And then three, worst of all, is the programming. It's you can't do custom made. It's already in there, and some of it's okay if you look at it. It's acceptable for people that are amateurs that don't know want the best objective data. One final thing. It has a Bluetooth connection, but it's specific to the program. You can't hook it up to your phone or your iPad. So again, that's when I bought it. I thought you could hook it up there, so you could have. They have the speakers here. It does work pretty well, but it's only for a specific program. You can plug it in here. You see this right here? There's an 1/8 of an inch jack right here. So you could plug it in and work your iPad right here. Okay, or your phone. So it does work, and the speakers are recently acceptable. You could hear very well. Also, final feature, got the fan right there. So the fan kind of blows to the right side of me. I want it to be dead center, but it still works adequately well. It blows so you can raise it and lower it here and then it blasts into the center of your chest, or you can blow it into your face, which is annoying as hell, but again, maybe you like that. So it hits your chest and the whole thing cools down. And then finally, you have the safety feature here. If you pull out this pin, oh wait, before we get to the pin, you could actually hold this down. This does work, the heart rate monitor, so you can hold it right here. And then it tells you, look, the heart rate right there, 108. Shows you I'm tired, I just ate a meal. A little bit elevated. And then, if anything happens, you could clip this onto your clothing, you pull it out, and then it stops. And it resets. Okay, so that's the overview. I like the machine, I give it a B minus. It's good if you want to walk at a fast clip. But like I said, it's not as sturdy as I would like it to be, $1,300. You can program it, and then the heart rate monitor. Again, it hasn't worked for me yet, but we will update it later on. I'll talk to you later.